What is up, everyone? And man, I'm not in a good place mentally right now. I'm really not. I haven't been in a good place mentally for quite some time, and it's there's a lot, and it's I don't really know how to kind of go about it. So I'm just gonna ramble until something makes sense. Just bear with me here, all four of you. By the way, I really do appreciate all the new subscribers coming in who, I don't I honestly never really expected to get any new subscribers. I never really expected to get any people to like watch or whatever. So for the bits and pieces of people who do, I really appreciate it. Even though this is it. This is all you're getting. Um, that's me rambling in front of a camera. Um, so yeah, shout out to the new subscribers, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like I didn't think I was gonna break past 365. And here I am. I got what 383 or something, and it's a good feeling to know that my videos are getting watched. But I'm convinced that it's only because my past videos are getting the attention. Now they're gonna get to my current ones and be like, "Oh, he does is sit in front of the camera and whine," which I hate the word whine. Now I hate a lot of there's a lot of words that I feel like don't have meaning anymore that people just say because it's easy to say a negative word because you can literally turn anything into a negative word. For example, you could say, "Oh, that's so hat." You know what I mean? Like you get enough people to say that something is hat in regards to it being bad, nobody's gonna care about what hat originally meant. It's just gonna be, "Oh, well, that's just that hat thing, whatever. That's hat." You know what I mean? So it's like it's because it's really easy. It's really easy to make a mean thing. It's really easy to say. And like one thing about current society is that like we can just take a word and just bend it to whatever we want, and it's just like once upon a time, a woman's special area used to be another word for cat, an actual house cat. Now, if you call a house cat that, somebody's gonna someone's gonna be convinced that you're swearing in their house. You know what I'm saying? Etymology is cool too. Like I've actually kind of been trying to get into etymology and understanding how words work and how language is sort of like depicted because I do want to kind of make my own. Not necessarily make my own language, but like I kind of want to know how to form languages and what rules are to it because a lot of it just feels like context based, but we're so used to speaking in a certain way that is there? I think I kind of want to answer the question of how do I sort of tweak languages and have it still make sense. So I'm still trying to figure that out and trying to learn. And the problem is that in order to learn that, I have to go back to my old language learning days in order to figure out what stuff means and how things go and stuff like that. Because I've been speaking English my whole life, you know, pero yo aprendí español a veces, right? I'm trying to learn a little bit of the Suomalainen, which I really don't. That was my way of trying to say Finnish, and I don't think I said it right. Is it Suomalainen, Suomo? I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that in order to keep myself out of the mental headspace that is keeping me that is trying to get me a little bit closer to the void that might end my life, I'm trying my best to just sort of find other alternatives because I'm starting to realize that I am responsible for every bad thing that happens. I'm not starting to realize that. I've always known that. It is just frustrating because it feels like that's all I'm good for is just messing up and making mistakes and ruining my life. And I'm trying my best to not ruin my life. Like it's like everything that I do that because I want to just go ahead and start this off real quick. I want to be a good person. I want to help people. I want to be a good human being. You call it being a people pleaser, but being a people pleaser, I don't believe is a bad thing, unless, of course, you're trying to please the wrong people. But me, I'm not trying to please the wrong people. I'm trying to please the right people. I'm trying to please people. You know what I'm saying? But I do know that I'm not going to be liked by some people. I'm aware. I'm not naive. I'm old. I'm aware that like not everybody is going to like me, no matter how much I try to get people to like me. But my problem is that like my thing is I can handle being disliked as long as I know why I'm being disliked. It's when I'm being disliked and it's some kind of huge secret being kept away from me. Like, oh yeah, by the way, we don't like you. Why? Because you did the thing. What thing did I do? Well, we can't tell you. Why can't you tell me? Well, you already know. I don't know. Well, we don't have to tell you. So, I mean, like, once it gets like that, once it gets to that territory, I'm convinced that I did nothing wrong. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I want to be held accountable. I want to hold myself accountable for the things that I do. I want to, like, I'm not going to retaliate if I did something wrong and you don't like me because I did something wrong. All I can do is apologize and aim to never do it again. But it's like, if you don't even want to tell me specifically what it is that I did or anything like that, then now I'm kind of confused. Like, now I'm being like, like I said, it's like, if I'm in a situation where I don't know what's going on, I don't know what's going wrong, and everybody's mad at me because I did something wrong that nobody wants to tell me what I done, I'm at this point where I'm like, I didn't do anything. People just don't like me, and I will accept that. I will accept that, and I would just really, I would just prefer that people just say, we just don't like you, because at least I mean, that's honesty. You know what I'm saying? Being disliked is, just something I gotta get used to. But I don't like the idea of being disliked for no reason. I don't like the idea of being disliked for no reason. But but if you're going to dislike me for no reason, can you just say that? It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating because, like, there's so many secrets and people are trying to be cryptic nowadays. Like being cryptic is like being cryptic and being secretive and stuff. It's so, like, the older we get, the younger we act, in my opinion. There's still people out there who think that sex is funny. Like, they want to have sex as much as possible, right? But they look at a picture of sex and they're like, tee, they having sex. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we're adults, people. We're grown-ups. Do you still think pee-pee and poo-poo is funny too? But yeah, I'm venting right now because, like, I'm frustrated because I want to be a better person. I want to improve things. I want people to look at me and go, that's a good guy. A little quirky, a little weird sometimes, but he's not evil. That's what I want to be. And it's very frustrating to me that I can't be that because, like, I'm still got to make up for every mistake. It's like I make mistakes and it goes straight from, it's never you made a mistake. It's here's what you got to sign with the mistake that you made. You know what I'm saying? It's never like, it's like I make a mistake and I immediately have to pay for the repercussions. You know what I mean? But if I do something good, it's like I have to wait. Like, to put this in perspective, I've been wanting to be a professional wrestler since 2004. Maybe since 2004, 2005, 2006. I'm finally being able to go to training. I'm finally able to go to training in 2023. That is almost 20 years of me just trying to save up the money and going through the motions of trying to get myself prepared for this, because I didn't have any access to any funding. I didn't have any access to, like, I didn't have a car for a long time. I kind of had to work from the bottom up to get to this level where I'm currently training over there. And as soon as I get here, money problems happen again. And now I have to go back to try to get myself the money that I need to go back to training. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, all the stuff that I was working towards to try to get to my goal is going to cost me, like, to have to continue to work towards my goal. But if I make any mistake, like in the past week or so, I'm getting punished for it almost immediately. It's like it's so disproportionate that it makes it easier to make, like, like the void that is death. By the way, the void that is death is just like, I mean, it doesn't look too terrible. I got to work hard to get to my wrestling goal, but it's like, if I miss one payment, I lose stuff. So yeah, I'm not in a good place like mentally right now. I'm trying my best to just sort of figure out specifically like why is things so why is everything a challenge? You know, it doesn't feel like things are supposed to be this hard. And I don't like the fact that I am basically being told, "Oh, by the way, you're being entitled because you don't think life is supposed to be stressful." No, I'm being normal. I grew up in hardship. If you hear noise in the background, just know that I live in the hood. Um, I I undergo I grew up poor. I'm a black dude. I'm going to get murdered one day. Like I'm either going to like you know things are gonna probably end for me because things have gotten too exhausting for me, or I'm just gonna get murdered. I'm a black dude in America. I'm gonna die before I turn 50. Okay, so I'm giving myself at least a good 15 years. You feel me? So it's like I kind of got like it's like I already got like enough hardships to deal with, but I would like to think that not wanting hardships doesn't make me an entitled person. It just makes me normal because I've been suffering for so long already that it just doesn't feel like it doesn't like suffering is not supposed to keep going. Life is not supposed to be just suffering, you know? And it's very frustrating that that is the case, you know? So yeah, maybe I'm just like maybe I am entitled, but dang, it's like I worked to get I work too. You know what I'm saying? Like where's my reward for working? Every job should have a perk for working. If you work at the Olive Garden, you should be able to have at least one free trip to Italy a year. Just one. If you work at Olive Garden, you should be able to go to the airport and be like, I work at Olive Garden, and they just say, okay, so this is your one free trip. Cool. 1 week in Italy for working at Olive Garden. If I'm working at Nike, I work at Nike right now. You should be able to, at Nike, you know what I'm saying? Like, you should be able to first off get free stuff from Nike. Like, if you just happen to work there, either get, like no, not cheaper, free because you work there. $1 billion corporation, global organization. You should be able, like, if you work at Nike, you should be able to get free clothes. You can only get like so many because you don't want to like buy the store out. You don't want to just have the whole store, but it's like you should be able to get at least a free like maybe 3 free fits. And because you got those free fits from Nike, you should be able to go to any gym and be like, yo, I work at Nike, and they go, okay, right this way. It's athletic wear. You're advertising. You're doing 2 times of advertising. You're advertising the gym and you're advertising the gear. You know what's really annoying? It was really quiet earlier before I did it, and now it's like sound off, bro. In any case, though, that's what I'm saying, man. It's just every job should have perks. Everything should have perks. You know what I mean? Now there's this whole push towards people need to start making more babies because nobody wants to make babies anymore. And the whole thing is that like people should. I'm sorry, I can't do this with this noise in the background. This is aggravating. But yeah, this is my final point. People who are trying to push the whole idea that people should be having more babies, it's not a shortage of humans, okay? When I was growing up, the majority of the people on the planet was like 6 billion. Now it's like 8 billion. So people don't need to make more babies. Rich people just want more slaves. That's just terrible. But yeah, I'm definitely not in a good place mentally though. I'm trying my best to maintain what little bit of sanity I have but I am going to end this on a positive note because I went to training recently. I couldn't do anything because once again still having money issues. But I go over to the guy who's in charge of the company and who's sort of in charge of the company, and I just go to him. I let him know, hey man, I'm gonna go in financial problems. I still want to be a part of this thing. I'm still a big supporter of what you guys are doing. Y'all know me. I love this place. I would do anything to try to stay here. And he goes, yeah, we'll work with you. I'm like, yes. So that's one good thing going for me. You know what I mean? So in the midst of every terrible thing that's happened, I can still at least somewhat wrestle. I still have wrestling. It's kind of like one of the few things that I feel good about it, you know. And hopefully, when I get my money situation taken care of, whenever, like when it's hopefully soon, things will probably get better. But now I'm still nervous because the problem is that like I've gotten so used to bad things happening to me that when something good happens, it's just like it is like how long am I going to have this for before it goes away? Because bad things don't go away, and I don't believe in scarcity. I don't believe in value in scarcity. You know what I'm saying? I can't look at a good thing and be like, oh wow, this good thing is going to be valuable forever because I'm only holding it for a moment. No, I need good things to happen just as much as the bad things do. I need good things to happen all the time. If good things can happen for other people in abundance, why shouldn't I at least want that? Well, you don't work hard enough to get it, which is a stupid thing. It's just you don't work hard enough to get it. Who are you to determine if I don't work hard enough? But nope, positive. Ending this on a positive note, I can still wrestle. I can still wrestle. I still got wrestling. Y'all be easy, love, and peace.